Hello Professor Fuad, I am Salman and in this video I'll be showing you the lab setup for lab 4, which is detection of attack by Splunk. So in this lab, the first thing that we did was set up download Kali. So since I already had Kali, I used the one that I already had, and yes. So this is the Kali machine. So in this lab we'll be using a Kali machine. This machine would be used as an attacking machine to attack and to perform brute force on the Splunk server. So and then we have our Splunk forwarder, which will transmit all the data to the Splunk server using the 9997 TCP port. And then we have the Splunk server itself uh, running on Ubuntu. So first thing was to set up OpenSSH. So to set up OpenSSH on this Splunk forwarder, what we did was, first thing was to update the system. So we did that using the sudo apt update. So after which some of the libraries and applications were updated, and it asked that 40 packages can be upgraded. So if I want, I can upgrade them. In this case I didn't upgrade. Next would be to install the OpenSSH server. So for that we use the command sudo apt install OpenSSH server. So using this we install the OpenSSH server. So here it asks if you want to continue. So I type yes, and then yes. So here when I checked if the OpenSSH was running using this command sudo systemctl status, it showed that the system is inactive or dead, and also this path is disabled. So this path basically refers to that the OpenSSH isn't enabled at the boot. So to do that, what I did was I typed this command sh localhost, and it said that localhost can't be established, and then it asked for my permission if I want to continue and continue connecting it. So OpenSSH is downloaded and installed, but it hasn't been connected. So to connect it, I just replied yes, and localhost was permanently added and connected. So I again ran the sudo systemctl ssh, and I saw that the OpenSSH was active and running, but still it wasn't enabled on boot. So to do that, I use this command systemctl enable ssh. So this command basically gives the permission to for OpenSSH to be enabled by boot. So after doing that, uh, uh, I used this since it was asking for permission. I ran the command again using sudo, and then it worked. And then as you can see, OpenSSH is active and running, and all loaded files are enabled, and preset has been enabled. So we can continue. So first I went into the root access. So for that we typed sudo su, and then let me scroll. Yes, and then we enabled SSH on Ubuntu OS firewall. So for that we use this command sudo ufw allow SSH. So once that had been done, I ran ifconfig. So ifconfig wasn't already installed, so I again use this command apt install nettools to install the tools, and ran the ifconfig command again. And as you can see, this is the IP address of my Ubuntu Splunk forwarder. I have typed it here as well for your reference. And then we use the command who to see the username of our Ubuntu Splunk Ubuntu forwarder. So as you can see, the username is Salman hyphen Salim. So I've typed that here again. So moving on to step 3, what we did was we went to the Kali Linux, the attacking machine, and uh, type this command, so that in each and every command that we write, we are able to see the username and the date and time it was executed on. Then so then we tried attacking, but we purposefully used a wrong username. So in our case we used INFT1202 instead of uh, Salman Salim, this username that was the actual username. We used INFT1202 at the same IP address 12 192.168.26.243. So this is the IP address of our Splunk forwarder. So here, as you can see, when we ran this command, it asked if I want to connect. So for this again, I answered yes, and then it said that permission denied since we are using a wrong username. So then in the next step, then I went into if config to see the IP address of the attacker, this Kali machine, and it is INFT it is 192.168.26.130. Then we need to verify this attack has taken place, or this permission denied in the Splunk server that we have connected. So as you can see in the Splunk server, here we are able to see, let me expand this a bit. Yes, so failed password for invalid user. Since our user name was wrong, it's prompted failed password for invalid user INFT1202 from 192.168.26.130. This is exactly the IP address of our Kali machine, the attacking machine. Yes, so here we can see the event log, and we can see the host, source type, PID, process, time, and all the other details. Then we move on to the step 4, and here we yes, so this was step 4 which I just talked about. And in the step 5 we did the brute force again, but this time we used a password list. So here, as you can see, we used this command nano, and we created a text file password.txt. So when we created this password.txt, it was empty, so I filled it with some passwords. So as you can see, I've highlighted what I have put in the file. These are all random passwords except for the last one. The last one, capital S Salman at 5123, is the actual password of my Ubuntu Splunk forwarder. So I've added that, and then after adding it, you press Ctrl X and save it as password.txt, and then we typed in the command who again, who, to see our username. And here next we used the Hydra command. We used Hydra to perform password spray. So Hydra uses the password list to against the username and to find which is the exact password for the given username. So here is the exact command that I used, and then once we execute it, we can see that here we can see host 192.168.26.243, which is exactly the IP address of our Splunk forwarder, has successful login for this username Salman Salim, and the password is matched from the password list, which is capital S Salman at 5123. So with this step we have found the username, the password, and the IP address. Next thing is just we can directly connect through OpenSSH. So that's exactly what we did. So here again we use the command ssh, and the username that we already had, we assume that we have, and the IP address. So as soon as we do that, it prompted for a password. So from the previous Hydra command we had extracted the password, so I entered the same password, and we have successfully logged in into the Ubuntu Splunk forwarding server. So now we have remote access to the server, and we can execute any command in the Splunk forwarder that we like. So that's it for step 5. So we moved on to step 6, where we check the successful attack logs. So for this we went back to our Splunk server, and we typed index 0 star. So star basically says to search all the details, all the available uh, file in Splunk, and the IP address of our attacking machine. To make it easier to read the logs, we are entering the IP address of our Kali machine. Let me show you the attacking. Yes, so here is the IP address of our Kali machine. As you can see, 192.168.26.130, and the username. So as soon as we do that, we are able to see, yes, we are able to see this log here I have highlighted. So there are 40 events. Here we can see that accepted password for Salman Salim, which is the username, from 192.168.26.130, which is the IP address of our Kali attacking machine, and using port 33642. So we can see that the our Splunk server successfully logged in our attack, and yes, so yes, so we can also verify this on our directly on our Splunk forwarder. So for that, you can type who am I. So it gave us the reply that root. So it tells us that we have the root access, and then if we type who command again, so it says it shows all the login. So in the third PTS3, you can see that the username Salman-Salim, and we have the time when it was connected, and the IP address 192.168.26.130. This is exactly the IP address of attacking Kali machine. So this is a manual step. So manually you can find out who is logged into this server, but since uh, doing it manually is a big task, so our Splunk forwarder can be set up, our Splunk server can be set up to alert us automatically when such a login takes place. Then we moved on and answer a few questions based on our findings. So that is it for our lab setup. Thank you.